Have you ever wondered about the implications of communication? How do we make sense of one another when we speak, write, read, when we use language? Common sense would suggest that if we can understand each other in language, in the sentences and the ideas being conveyed, then we should be able to understand and agree upon the parts of the sentences and ideas, the meanings of words.
Consider the word right. We can say, this is the right way to build a bike, or this is where we turn right. While the word looks and sounds the same in both cases, each use reflects a discrete meaning of the word, which begs the question, how many meanings are there for right? According to the Oxford English Dictionary, there are 4 distinct word entries for right. However, when surveying the Madison community, only 58.1% responded claiming 4 or more meanings, and 25.8% believe the word had only 2 discrete meanings. Here we see one of the initial barriers to overcome in understanding word meaning, homonymy, where most people are familiar with homophones, words that are pronounced alike, and homographs, words that are spelled alike. Homonymy entails the words which are spelled and sound alike, though have discrete meanings and syntactic functions. The word right can function as a verb, adjective, adverb, and noun. Even the noun right has various meanings. While less than 2/3 of the surveyed population was correct in the number of meanings for the word right, when given an example of the word right used in context, 87.1% of the responses were correct in the usage of the word. Thus, semantic information gleaned from the rest of the sentence, as well as an understanding of English grammar and syntax, allows us to sort through the meaning of words to find one which fits both in the sense and structure of the sentence.
However, when we operate outside of complete sentences or clauses, ambiguities arise again. In this common phrase, it is uncertain whether the first word is read or read. When asked whether this uses the present tense or the past tense, responses came back almost perfectly divided. When asking why they thought read, a responder wrote, "The present tense rhymes with the E in receipt, so it sounds better." Another reason given was that the other text messaging tags like seen exist in the past tense, so it should be read receipt. However, despite the disagreement on pronunciation and tense, the read-read dispute doesn't alter the understanding of the phrase read-read receipt.
These are just a few basic facts about the meaning of words, and already we see little agreement in cases where, intuitively, we all know how to use the words in question. Let us consider what happens when we try to pin down the meaning of a word itself. We asked people to define the word read and collected their responses. Take these 2 similar responses, to look at written words and gather information, and to interpret written words. These 2 definitions seem to pick out the same thing, as interpret and look at to gather information are more or less synonymous. But only the first definition can pick out Braille. Neither definition can make sense of read in phrases like to read a room or to read a person. Though we run into trouble trying to pin down facts about the meanings of our words, these troubles don't seem to implicate our ability to communicate all too much. The common sense understanding of language as a sort of knowledge, it would seem, is simply mistaken. The ability to understand each other in language, as it is naturally used, does not follow from our knowledge of facts about the definition of a word, but is something more like a skill, developed through practice using the word. While there may not be a right answer to situations like the read-read conundrum, the difference is negligible. We manage to make sense of each other anyways.